you ever felt.
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah.
Nevertheless, Allah seen otherwise for me. That's why I'm here with you today.
Yes,
So in
sir.
the book of Isaiah, the 42nd chapter, 6th verse, and 7th verse, it reads, I, the Lord, have called thee in righteousness, and will hold thine hand, and will keep thee, and give thee for a covenant of the people, for a light of the Gentiles, to open the blind eyes, to bring out the prisoners from the prison, and them that sit in darkness out of the prison house. This right here is a verse. And you know, in prison, we, of course, in that confined environment, we had a lot of time to break things down. There's certain scriptures that you really felt, right? And even if you had a life sentence, you felt like Allah is going to see fit because He knows my heart. Right. And He knows what I'm going to do when I get out. He's going to see fit to open up the prison house. And I'm going to go home. Well, myself having a release date that was something after 1999 became more realistic, because you know, for those of you, right, that was born prior to the 80s and 70s on back, you heard about 1999. You know, don't get it twisted. You heard Sister Derrick talk about the potential meltdown and how the leaders were, getting things together or whatever was going to happen, right? So after 1999. Things became a little more clear. We woke up, it was 2000, the clocks were still working, right? No explosions, no meltdown, mercury plants, nuclear plants, right? And so it was like, I'm going to be all right. Let's keep it moving. But the blind eyes have to be open. In that, once the blind eyes are open, to bring out the prisoners from the prison. Now, out here, I deal with prisoners every day. You do too. Are you with me?
Yes.
So those pictures just show the physical reality, a manifestation of, committing illegal activities and going to that physical prison. But the bigger picture is, before I made it to the physical prison, I was already suffering from the mental prison.
Come on now.
Because I thought this was the way.
Come on.
But you and I know that there's a way that seems right unto a man, but the ends thereof is what? Come on now. And so that is what we deal with on a daily basis in trying to help our people become free. Release yourself. And the beauty of it, in prison, you don't own the keys, you don't hold the keys. The man hold the keys, as we call it, right? And you hear them jingling, they on his side. You say the man coming, CO on deck, right? But out here, when we're physically free, we hold, the keys can be in our hands. It's a matter of us extending our hands. That's why we extend our hands in a cup-like fashion, as though we're receiving a gift when we pray. Because we need something. We want something. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
To give a lens for viewing this data, India is a country of 1.2 billion people. The country in total only has around 380,000 prisoners. In fact, there are more African American men incarcerated in the U.S. than the total prison population in India, Argentina, Canada, Lebanon, Japan, Germany, Finland, Israel, and England combined. This was according to the HuffPost that I found online. Look at this. Black males incarcerated in the United States, 745,000. Look at all these countries on the side over here, on this chart. You see that?
Wow.
Is this ridiculous or what?
Crazy.
Whole countries, India, 385,000. That's all the people. We have surpassed all of these countries as inmates here in America. Just you and I, black men, black women. Well, they don't say black females, just black men, right? This is the kind of stuff that we have to deal with. Right. This is what we're up against. A system that has been created. We were brought here to be servants, right? Slaves, to build. And most of us know once you get past county and parish jails, you're going to be somewhere where you're going to work for nothing. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Whether you're in a female prison or a male prison, you're going to be somewhere. If your body can get out of the bed and you don't have any handicaps, you're going to be somewhere. And even if you have physical issues, they put you on light duty. Huh? They're going to give you something to pick up cigarette butts. Imagine that now. You're going to do something to pay for that bed space. Even though you're paying for your crime, but you're going to do something. $1 billion industry. Billions and billions. Because you're going to work as a slave. Once again, and for those of us that know the Constitution, we know that clause, right? We was like slavery was abolished, done away with. No, indeed. You commit a crime, I'm a slave again. Right. It's simple as that. Break the law. You don't always have to break the law. Unfortunately, many of us are still coming home on a daily basis throughout America because of what? DNA is proving that we were innocent.
Right. Think about it.
Imagine that. Now, I know I was guilty as all outdoors, so I done my time with a whole different mindset.
Right.
But I've met people that have, been exonerated, and I can only look. I don't want to ask them, how did you do it? I'm like, we all do time at a certain time, one day at a time, right? But I can imagine the strain mentally that was on him, knowing that I did not commit this crime, man. That's an awesome list. And you're talking about 20 and 30 years of your life, innocent.
Right.
You have to make yourself believe that when you stole bubble gum out of the store at 8, this is why I'm doing time. You just really have to go into a whole mental gymnastic routine to say, well, I gotta be doing this time for a reason. Like, right? I know I gotta deserve it. Something, right? I mean, something has to happen in your mind to be in prison that long, innocent of the crime you've been convicted of. But the awesome thing is that even though, and to show you the power that Allah has given us, is that in our mind, we know that we are going to ultimately become victorious. Because all these people getting out, they didn't tap out and kill themselves, right? Because you and I both know that suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem.
Right.
And if you believe in the God and knowing that the God is going to grant you victory, then you just keep marching one day at a time, one day at a time. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Here we go. Praise be to Allah. Now you all know what this picture represents, right? This is the men that Allah makes, right?
Yes, sir.
The last shall be first. The first shall be last. And this brother that I took the picture with, just me and him, student captain in Tulsa. And for some reason, I can't think of my brother's name. Oh my God. I have drawn a 45-year-old blank. I call it sometimes, not all the time. Right? But what we're looking at, right, and I wanted to make sure I uploaded his picture, and he was so happy to see me, and I didn't know he had got out. He served about 22 years. Surpassed mine and gave another 10 on top of it. But this was a brother. I seen him at this Savior's Day right here, and I passed right by him, and he said, "Brother Derrick," and I turned around and I looked. I said, "Oh, suited and booted." I said, "Praise be to Allah." He said, "Man, I just got out about 5 months ago."
Wow.
I said, "Man, you just getting out." He said, "I gave them people 22 years, right? 20 plus years for drugs." You hear what I said?
Yes, sir.
And he went to prison, a young man just like I did. And we hugged, we embraced, and exchanged phone numbers. And man, it was so great to see him. And just to share something with you, how people see, and you and I see greatness in other people. We're trying to maintain our level of proper perception of ourselves and see greatness in ourselves, regardless of what we're going through. Are you with me? I work with this brother in food service. He was, it was him and Brother Marcus. Both of them was FOI. They were soldiers. I was just a sympathizer, right? I still, was rocking my cross around my neck, But I was going to the meetings on a regular basis because I was enjoying, the message. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
This is like some of us. We might hear the message for the first time. We join. We ready to be a part, right? I didn't want to fake it. I heard the words. I was like, that's pretty cool. I like that. But I was like, I'm going to stay where I'm at because I still have some other stuff going on in my head, right? But I continued to go out and listen to the message. And I just came to a point in my life, the more I read and studied, I said, I'm getting far more. My life is being transformed through the body of knowledge of the most honorable Muhammad under the leadership of Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So I continue to play games. Right? You got to give credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
And so that's a decision that I had to finally make after 18 months. And if it took me 18 months in prison, Lord knows y'all probably have a lifetime. I heard Brother Timothy call some people lifetime processes, right? Man, you never know, man. People just don't want to move forward for different reasons. But we all bear witness of the beauty of the teachings.
Right.
And how they actually do work.
They sure do.
And this brother right here, along with Marcus, used to double team me all the time. I used to have a little thin beard that came down right here. I thought it was so smooth, my little thin mustache. And he used to call my beard the weird beard. He said, man, when you cut that weird beard off. Man, you fruit, man. Why you playing games? Man, you so cut that little weird beard off and come there for my classes. I reminded him of that too. I said, man, who used to make fun of my little thin, weird beard? And he laughed. But anyway, I didn't take it first. He was a good dude, man. I say was, I'm talking was in prison, and he's soldiering, taking care of the business, got a cleaning company, doing for self. Sent me pictures of his house when he bought his house about a year or so ago. Nice spread, something real nice.
Oh,
I was like, man, and he's a barber. He cuts hair. He's making honest money, providing services, right? He ain't taking from nobody, and has far more on this side than he did before he went to the other side, right? So we have these different chapters in our life, right? Before prison, during prison, after prison. And this side right here, this chapter right here is awesome, and Allah's blessing.
Yes, sir.
And some fond memories. And there's people like that continue to encourage me not to continue to stand on the sideline.
That's right.
I wouldn't miss the meeting, the unity meetings with the Christians and the Muslims, and I'd be there and be like, yeah, I like it. Be like, man, what you waiting on? Stop playing. And that's how we have to deal with some of our people. We have to ask them, what you waiting on? Stop playing. You know what the benefits are at.
That's
Come on
right.
now.
Why don't you dive on in the pool, man? Swim.
That's right.
That's right.
Right? Dive on in. Get on that diving board. Once you learn how to, come up out of that water, and that's the science of swimming. Being able to come up. I've seen people drown. And they drown because they don't know how to come up. Their head make it to the top. I seen 2 people drown when I was little. Both of them that I seen drown, I seen their head come up. Just this, but not on TV, that wailing and all that stuff. I don't know how, that's Hollywood. The people that I seen drown, they didn't come out of the water. Only their head came up. Once, twice. One person, the first person I seen drown, head came up 3 times, and they still didn't know it was gone. The second person, his head came up twice, and somebody dove in there and got him. You understand? That head come up, but it don't come out. Right? So once you get the right body of knowledge,
Come on.
you can come out of the sea of ignorance.
Come on.
Come out of the sea of foolishness.
Come on.
Come out of the sea of vices that's holding all of us down.
Sir.
So that Allah can justify putting you first.
Come on.
For so long we've been last. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
In closing, I have to share with you this. In light of what I said about Sister Tamika and what she's going through, and for any of us that have not completed our process and becoming a full-fledged member in the Nation of Islam. And we know where we're getting our blessings from. We know where we're getting our knowledge and wisdom from, right?
No. Yes, sir.
In the 9th chapter, and of course this is not on the PowerPoint because this came to me right before the meeting started. The 9th chapter, verse 18 through 25. But the Jews did not believe concerning him. We're talking about the blind man. Who we talking about?
The blind.
The blind man. Blind meaning what he couldn't see, right?
That's right. Yes.
And for many of us that are now a part of the Nation of Islam, we were at one time, well, we were blind, we couldn't see, right?
Yeah, that's right.
But the Jews did not believe concerning him, that he had been blind and received his sight, until they called the parents of him that had received his sight. And they asked them, saying, Is this your son, who ye say was born blind? How then do he now see? His parents answered them and said, We know that this is our son, and that he was born blind. That's our child. We know he was born blind. We tripping. But by what means he now seeth, we know not. Or who had opened his eyes, we know not. He is of age. Ask him. He shall speak for himself. These words spake his parents because they feared the Jews. For the Jews had agreed already that if any man did confess that he was Christ, he should be put out of the synagogue. The parents was a little spooked, right? Check this out. Y'all listen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Therefore said his parents, he is of age. Ask him. Ask the child who can see now. Then again called they the man that was blind and said unto him, Give God the praise. We know that this man is a sinner. Don't give Jesus no accolades. Don't give the Jesus in our midst no accolades. Condemn him.
Come on now.
Are you with me?
Think about it. Yes, sir.
Condemn him. We don't want to know nothing about no good works. Condemn him.
That's right.
Or get kicked out of the organization that you're leading.
That's right.
We're going to vote you out. We're going to put pressure on everybody that stands with you to kick you out.
That's right.
Condemn him. He answered and said, Whether he be a sinner or not, I know not. One thing I know. How many things? One thing I know, that whereas I was once blind, now I see.
Come on now. No.
One thing I know, whereas I was once blind, now I see.
Praise.
And that is something that all of us have to reconcile.
That's right. Yeah.
With when the pressure comes to us or is on us, will we condemn as those want us to condemn, or will we stand firm and say, listen, whereas I was once blind, now I see. Whereas I was once deaf, now I hear. Whereas I was once lame and crippled and moving in the wrong direction, going to the wrong places in my life, now I'm walking straight up and moving in the right direction with my life. So I thank each and every one of you today for taking time out to sit with your brother. I pray that I've said something of use, something that is beneficial, something that will help all of us to understand that the last shall be first and the first shall be last, if it pleases Allah. Assalamu alaikum.
Are you listening? Damn.